I've seen Magical dumpster people lately. I think his TA is his absolute best hero, and I feel like his matchup in the TA versus Lina, he's super comfortable with it on both sides because he's played it pretty much every game here at this tournament and a lot of the games that we've seen from them overall.
Yeah, it could be a rough lane for Dendi.
Could be.
We'll see how he does.
Ooh, look at the tips coming out. Ooh, Magical tipped Dendi, and Dendi's like, I don't care. I'm tipping. And then Crystallize tips Dendi. All right, lots of tips for Dendi. So Kezu and the Undying. So are they gonna just okay? So they have the Undying bottom versus the Silencer. So Silencer plus Clinks. They should have a pretty good lane down bottom versus this Brewmaster Undying. As for top, Axe, I just see Gyro just crush most lanes, but we'll see what Blizzy's able to do on this Axe.
Yeah, because Blizzy can just go for the old skips, can't.
Yeah, the thing is that Gyro's speedy, right?
True, they can get over them,
and you can go the missile build early. Yeah. You get missile, you get barrage, and you actually have so much damage that you can burst through that Axe if he is trying to cut through. I'm liking what Vega's got, but we'll see what Navi can do with their very comfortable heroes. I think we've seen Chuvash play Dark Willow almost every single game as well, right? Sineko's had some killer games on the Silencer. Oh. Hexu gets it.
Yeah, still able to grab it. The Bramble not enough to hold him in place.
So I wonder if we'll see Sineko also make like that move toward the mid lane, because that's what he did last time when it was the TA versus Lina matchup, right? Even though the TA was having an excellent time, Sineko just happened to like walk there and just completely ruin the lane even more with like one arcane curse, and the TA can close the gap. Alrighty.
Well, let's see. I said that mid lane definitely is the big worry. I feel for Vega Squadron.
I like that Dendi has the stun level 1 already. You stun, get your first last hit while also trying to hit the TA because she's short range. But we'll have to watch those side blades. TA favorite matchup. See how Dendi will do.
It's not going to be easy.
No.
At all. For this Lina, Dendi.
Doing well at the start. I think this is super important, so I personally want to just look at the mid for a bit, but we'll see up top. Blizzy is going to start cutting the waves. So the thing about cutting waves is when you're playing versus a lot of these heroes, the sustain is a bit hard because you're just tanking creep waves forever. When you have like these melee heroes or Necrophos, you just like Stout Shield tank it up. This is okay too because you have an IO plus Gyrocopter, so I almost said IO Copter. Just feel like that's kind of what it is anyway because we only see IO with Gyrocopter. We have all that extra sustain from your Wisp to keep healing you up. Dendi forces an early salve, and yep, 4-2 to the 6-2 right now.
Dendi's doing alright.
Gets harder. Once those refraction charges build up, the base damage advantage secures the range creep now with the stun. Very nice.
Playing it really well on the Lina.
Yeah. And the bottom lane, Bruce still getting good last hits, and he's going to be just messing with them, but they've got...
Oh, Kezu.
Courier snipe. Kezu also.
Kezu's just dead. Oh, Navi, first blood for Crystallize.
He was doing great in the matchup too. Kezu down bottom getting good last hits, contesting the Clinks, but we were saying, right, it's the double range versus double melee. Clinks and Silencer, they're two of the better laning heroes versus melees at the start. We're losing their courier now on Dendi. Oh, the side blades.
Does have to be careful. There's in terms of regen, he does still have a salve upon him.
Yeah, but Chuvash killed courier now. And they got first blood. So a bit of surge of gold toward the way of Navi is Blizzy. He is cutting waves very nicely
and he's
here.
Getting away with it, yeah. Well, gets a call. Get a few spins. Oh, Bramble not quite catching him.
Gyro is making the move over here. They could look for Blizzy.
Blizzy's, I mean, he's dead. He's straight up dead. They're going to be able to punish him here for skipping those creep waves. Oh, curse grab, doesn't matter. I think missed some.
And did they drag the creep wave too? They dragged some of the creep to look like, but they're going to the tier 2. Oh no! They need those experience. All right, split. Io gets this side, Gyro go to the left side. All right, cool. So they're getting a good experience. That's what you're talking about, right? This Axe cuts the lane. You still have to be careful of that. And Kezu's still doing well bottom versus this Clink's dual range lane. So even though he did die once, pretty important. Mid getting harder and harder already because of the levels from the TA, but also having no courier on Lina. Dendi might have to...
yeah, I think he's going to
he might have to go back.
He's only got a Fairy Fire. He's only got a Fairy Fire.
Or Undying can bring him his items, but he's forced back.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Well, it's a hard lane, and as you said, that courier snipe just really making all the difference, making it that sort of impossible lane for Dendi to stay in. As they'll get the lane up to the Undying. Undying will be able to come in and saps up the farm up.
Okay. Not gonna get many or any last hits. Undying used to be not great versus TA, but decent because you could burn Refraction with Soul Rip, but unfortunately Soul Rip is 1 instance of damage now. Kazu eating some harass. Putting 2 points in the haze. So 0 in clap since he's versus the ranged heroes. He doesn't think he's gonna get close, but 2 points is something you don't see very often because it's so efficient with the 1 point.
Mid lane. I mean, Peck's just sort of hanging around it with Dendi, but not really too much the two of them can do in terms of a play onto the Lina, onto the TA. It's very hard. As Blizzard, as soon as the homing missiles out on him, they'll TP away from the creep cut. That's Seneko.
We saw this is the same move that he made last time. Pexu, they expected it, so that's why he's hanging around mid. He was expecting this kind of rotation. Then they also got a D ward from that Undying being there. Lane's coming to play. Klink's starting to catch up heavily in those last hits versus the Brew, who's all alone. And they love this Klink's. Like the panel was mentioning it too. They absolutely love Klink's versus both the Gyro and the Wisp. Just get into the back lines. You can outrain the Gyrocopter too, and you just have that explosive physical damage.
So, every time with the Gyro, they'll get on top of Chew. Chew's gone.
The bounty.
Blizzy does manage to grab it from the two of them. But at the same time, Gyro and Io will be able to make it over to the Navi half of the map and take their bounty route.
All right, Pexu claims both the bottom ones. So even though that that's the big thing, right? The courier snipe is really what's turning the tide, and they have a bit more last hits. But otherwise, the gold's relatively even in these first 5 minutes.
Mid lane level 6 is now there for Magical, so Dendi's got to be careful.
They've got the sentries already placed down, though. They got the initial D ward, so those traps not going to be as big of a problem for Dendi to deal with. Could be a tough game for the Lina. This might be a game where you have to just... It's not great, but you might have to get some like stranger itemization because of this high physical damage. So it's obviously still going to be the Yule Scepter, but the secondary item might be different. Dendi, Side Blades.
Oh no, Dendi! Oh no, the humanity!
They killed the sentry there. Immediately Magical goes that up, and those are beautiful Side Blades.
Absolutely, Magical.
This man has showed what we were talking about, right? That TA versus Lina matchup. He is an expert. Bottom, Kazu. Let's throw that miss right onto the Klinks. Several misses coming out.
And he's got to be careful. Can't let that happen again.
No, he doesn't have a sentry now, so stepping in front of the lane is extremely difficult.
Still not quite level 6 as well on the Lina.
Yeah.
It's a couple of levels behind the TA now off the back of that. Top lane, Chew. Get the homing missile. Get the kill on Chew's the Gyro. They're certainly finding a lot of good fun up top. Getting these kills from Madara.
And like the early game is super important because he has to get like this early drum, these kind of like tanky items, so he doesn't just die in like a burst combo from the Willow as well as the Klinks.
Oh no, not again.
Oh, he gets him again.
Oh, not again. Oh dear, Magical. He's smiling now. This TA.
They set him up for success, and he's absolutely doing so.
Oh, he's double the net worth for Dendi.
Yeah.
That's 7 minutes in. This TA is going to be a problem.
Definitely got to make sure that you can get vision around the Ancients or something soon if you want to go for some type of invasion play, because they do have heroes that can do that. With the IO, with the Gyrocopter, if they can see the TA farming Ancients, they can easily try to go for invasion plays. So that's probably the biggest next goal that I want to see Vega start to prepare for.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under
But Magical,
attack.
he's just going to keep hitting that tower mid every time the Lina does die. Blizzy walks on the high ground.
Blizzy?
The spins.
Nah, he's gone. I mean, this Gyro, honestly, this Gyro really could be what makes it work.
Yep.
For Vega, because at the moment, I mean, the Brew and the Lina, Dendi and Kezu aren't going to be doing a whole lot. So, in sort of the early portion of the game, they're pretty damn far behind. Bottom lane Kezu, talk about the man, he's dying again.
Relocate. They're quick, early level 6 at 8 minutes on these two.
It's all on Madara and MNT to carry this game.
Target priority on the crystallize.
Don't do it, they get crystallized. This is what they got to do. They've got to make the plays happen around the map. They have the amazing lane up top of Madara, chasing down Seneko, get a double. Madara and MNT making sure that Vega have a chance here as they are blasting ahead with this gyro combo, and it absolutely could be what carries Vega Squadron through this rocky opening to the game.
Yeah, it's such an unexpected relocate, right? It's 8 minutes and 11 seconds in, and you're like, oh my goodness, there's 6 on Io. Gyro maybe, but because they're just paired together and they get all those kills, and they distributed their experience really well in the lane too. They get that early reload. Very nice. And they continue the pressure.
It's Crystallize. Comes back into lane, immediately loses the majority of his health. Now Chu starting to play around with Madara, but Madara's got the backup of M&T and Peksu. It's Gyro not too much danger at all at the moment, with the supports around him. Full drums finished as well on Madara, 9 minutes in.
Yep. Lots of small items too on that Io. He can try to protect himself. An early buckler on Io is going to be incredibly useful if he wants to try to rush that. He's going to go for the urn first, but then...
Oh, Seneko! He's walked into that one.
Ouch.
Another kill for the Gyro and Io. Sensation that Vega Squadron are rocking.
Crystallize.
But they can chase down more. Will be just...
Mid lane?
Get away. Dendi.
Oh.
They didn't quite have the damage. Refraction back up.
Look how
Keeping
low
magical
Dendi
safe.
is too. He can't go back. If he goes back through the lane, he'll die to traps. He knows this.
He's got
staying
salve.
there.
He's got a salve.
Oh,
He's
okay,
fine.
good. Phew.
He's got a salve. He's got a clarity. He'll be able to stick around. Gyro, Io, Madara, and M&T. They found Crystallize. Madara, wicked sick at 10 minutes in. They opened with the Gyro. They felt confident in their ability to utilize it, and so far we are certainly seeing that power. 7-0-1 on the Gyro, 10 minutes in.
Definitely. Gonna give space for his Brewmaster to farm up top lane as we see Kezu starting to recover. Dendi's still quite far behind though on this Lina. Almost gets the return kill, but level 8 to the level 10 of the TA. For getting his courier killed, it's still pretty rough, but they have put so much attention onto that mid lane on the side of Navi. And those ancient stacks, I'm sure that they're there. Vega do not have vision around them, around the TA's ancient stacks, sorry. It's magical. This continues laning.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But they're looking for smoke. Okay, they've got their primal split ready. This could be the play that gets Dendi back in. If they can get this primal split surrounding the
Yeah,
TA.
if they can get the setup for the light strike, they've certainly got a chance of this. Dendi at the moment is back behind his own tier 1, so not quite in position. Phase boots are there though, so he can close the gap.
They're starting to prep some vision around Ancients. Not on the bottom side, but they put one on the top side to just be able to set up for those relocate plays in case Magical, which he inevitably will, go to those Ancients and farm. And they catch him with the relocate.
They're bringing everything in for Magical. Is Magical going to get any sort of help? It doesn't look like it. Light strikes down as well as the cooldown. Blizzy tries to head over. Now going to be sent up into the air as they'll look to surround him, and Vega Squadron, they'll take both. Godlike for Madara.
Godlike at 11 minutes. Holy moly.
This Gyro. Wow.
He already has a Sage plus the drum in the phase.
He's going to be so beefy. Like they can't kill him. They can't kill this Gyro.
Until
Dire's top tower.
they really need the Blink Axe coming out for Navi to be able to slow down this momentum that Vega's getting. I see that Madara is queuing up the SNY. If he gets it early enough, I'm fine with it.
Oh, yeah.
I love the Halberd versus Clinks and TA though. It just is amazing because you're so tanky. You disarm these two heroes for that extra duration, but he's just going to have this high mobility, and they've been crushing it anyway.
Oh, Magical. All we see is Defiance something about
Magical.
They're just going to turn. They're just going to kill him. A Global's out. It doesn't matter.
And
But
the
the barrage
rematch.
is already there. He's got Battle Hunger on him at the moment, but yeah, I mean, M&T, he doesn't have a bottle, but it doesn't matter. He can just take it, and with the tether to Dendi, he's going to start healing up Dendi's mana. We've got the Shrine as well, so everybody getting the heals. As Madara and M&T, I bet they really are just doing some incredible magic here.
Yeah, and they're moving fast. They're making these non-stop plays. They're always having dust, and these two, it's all about activeness.
Oh, again. Another one to the talent.
And that's an earn charge now for maybe next time. So he can keep that sustain going. They never have to back up and reset. They're always going to be able to keep their imprint onto the map. Beautiful so far for Vega. It's only 5 kills for Navi after they set up so well for Magical. He died twice back to back, and they just gave him, you know, they gave him like what, 4 tips after that? Ruthless.
Oh man, I mean, when he does have the SY, this is going to be some of the quickest sort of drums SY timing we see on the Gyro.
Oh, definitely. And oh,
Oh.
chew, the missile.
Another one.
Beyond godlike.
Oh my goodness, I don't think I've seen a Gyro IO pop off this hard in quite some time. This is
No.
It's got to be one of sort of the craziest beginnings for this journey. We're sure we know it's powerful, but it just doesn't happen this quickly normally.
No.
This is some next level stuff. Pexu does get caught out in the jungle. They'll get the Undying.
He's trying to put deep vision. They want to be pressuring the bottom side of the map continuously with this Io Gyro. Be prepared for any type of smoke plays.
Scanning.
But still looking good. And Blizzy, he's been slowed down a lot from that blink. Still about 600 away. Kezu is completely caught up on the Brewmaster versus him.
And SMY, it's just a recipe away.
This looks like Turbo. Phase Drum SNY level 10.
14 minutes.
14 minutes?
I mean, no, MNT as well. He's level 10. He's got the 20% XP gain.
Yep.
If this continues, they are going to have the Axe Tether bonus so soon on this Io.
And again, just constant movements. Just keep applying this pressure. Don't allow the TA to get any space
Just
to farm.
fight with the Gyro and the Io. You know that if you bring Dendi and Kezu over to join the fight, they're going to have a great time.
And they're playing versus a lineup that wants to be building off momentum. Like Clinks and TA, when you're playing from behind, can be really rough. As Seneko goes for a D ward. We'll get it. But would pay with his life.
I was going to say, if they both put up and missed there, he may have died to the Angels. But that wasn't the case. MNT does manage to finish him off.
Bounty rooms. Looks like Navi will claim themselves at least 3 here. As it should be. Oh,
This is a surprise! Get out!
Oh, he's fine.
And he will.
Nice play by Chu.
Blizzy has got the blink now. So Navi themselves can now look to kick off the fights and try and hunt for the action. As for the most part, it really has been Vega just rolling across the map.
Absolutely. I think Vega just has to continue. The Io Gyro and the rest of them just run around while Lina farms. I think Dendi's job is just to catch up still. Until he's got his one item, until the Yule's finished, I think he can just kind of chill out and let them do what they've been doing. As it's been working phenomenally for them.
And then we have it. So 15 minutes, SMY.
Why?
Oh, Madara. This is a very big kill if they get it. Madara. Is he going to have the backup that he needs? The Io. Has he got the tether? Yeah, does he get in? Madara's going to be fine. They can't kill him off. He's too beefy at this point of the game, and Kezu's turning things around. He's chasing down Seneko, but as he tries to go back in with the call, but he's just going to get right-clicked down by the two of them. They've lost both Blizzy and Seneko, Navi. There's Chu.
Oh.
He's hiding. Do they know? Oh! Oh, God, doesn't quite slap him.
Oh, so cool.
Oh, he's got a TP. But oh, Dendi's got the stun.
Beautiful plays. This gyrocopter's just too big. They couldn't kill him.
They can't kill
Look at his health. He takes the health talent. He's got drums, S and Y. Even though they popped the global to block the tether from healing him,
He's just
doesn't matter.
massive. Absolutely massive.
Game is looking harder and harder. Even though the Lina is still shut down, this gyrocopter's net worth.
It doesn't seem to matter that both Dendi and Kezu had a really rough lane. This Gyro Io are just carrying the entire game on their shoulders. MNT and Madara.
And like you said, they're going to have that level 15 incredibly quick. They're both pretty much the same level. Magical still level 14, but into this lineup as a TA, there's going to be Brew Split, there's going to be zombies, and there's going to be this Io Gyrocopter in your face. It's very hard to play TA until you get to a point where you have like Blink BKB. You have to rely so much on your Axe getting incredible calls for the control.
As Blizzy and Seneko, they were smoked up on a bit of a move to try and catch someone down here on the bottom half of the map, but Vega, they're over on their own side, keeping it safe, just waiting to fight around the ultimates. No need to rush for anything until that problem splits back on. So matter a BKB after the S&Y is going to make him feel truly invincible in this match, as Dendi will have the first down now finished. He has got the Yule Scepter.
He's level 13 too. Gyrocopter's only 12. Dendi has completely recovered. Even though the net worth doesn't show it that much, it's really just about him having high levels, because then he can get that long distance stun setups as well for his team. So Blink Dagger now on Magical. He can look to kill in the back lines, but like we're saying, there's too much as a TA for you to deal with in this game, just to walk into the fights. They both need BKB even. Clinks as well. Similar kind of heroes.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They're setting up to defend for top. Blink's on cooldown for 10 for Blizzy. all of Vega is in position
Yeah,
here.
they're ready for this. I mean, if Navi jump, it could be a very rough fight for them.
Yep. They scout Kezu on the side here now too with the trap.
Vega are prepared. Surely with the global science comes out. Maybe with the Desolate, they've got enough damage to take down that gyro. They have. That's a big kill. Crystallize getting the kill on the gyrocopter. The eye falls as well. Navi, they're striking back hard. They're looking to take down that tombstone, and they'll get it. There's going to be a buyback from M&T. He'll come in with the relocate tether across for Magical. He's doing so much damage with his Desolator. They do have the jump. Izzy with the call. That's a dieback on the IO. As the trap slows there, Magical's in. He gets another. Kezu will TP out. But Vega, they throw away pretty much the entire lead that they were able to build up over the course of the 19 minutes, losing that gyro. Dieback on M&T's IO. They just crumbled as Navi were able to take the fight incredibly convincingly. Great news as well for Crystallize. He was the one that got the kill onto the gyro, as you saw, got at least an 850 gold bonus.
And they go straight into Roche. The play they're coming in. Blizzy gets a great call, and the global. The global just stops.
The global messed it all up. The global and the fear. It just suddenly they're all shook up. They can't do anything. With the death, so there's just too much physical damage, even for the IO to sort of heal the gyro through. And that's Roche as well. Navi, well and truly back on top. As we say, you know, the gyro, sure, he is far ahead, but Dendi and Kezu, they're still sort of an item behind when you compare them to all three cores of Navi.
And we were mentioning, you know, I was talking about how Navi, the BKBs are extremely needed on their heroes, but if they can't cast spells because they're global, makes that big difference so they can get that beautiful initiation by Blizzy. Vega has to be prepared and a bit more afraid of that combo that can come out from what Navi has with that Axe plus global.
Is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And they've got to be careful about trying to make those brash attempts at Vega, as we see it once more here. See the tethers there, but with the fear, there's little more that MNT can do. Perfect focus from both Crystallize and Magical, taking down the gyro and the IO immediately at the start of the fight. Everybody as well hitting the tombstone, making sure those zombies do not build up. And yeah, the big way that Blizzy comes back in right here. You see MNT trying to chase Magical, all the spirits as well grouped up. He gets a blink out, Kezu, he gets away, but everybody else just dies on Vega's lineup. As that fight, I mean, Crystallize, he pretty much got the BKB now. So suddenly, this gyro combo that's been so terrifying for the first 20 minutes of the game, he can stand his ground, and if Crystallize and Magical just right-click the gyro, he's going to die in the fights.
Yeah, and yeah, like you said, the BKBs are going to protect them. They don't have to worry about being thrown in the air or dispelled or any of that stuff that can be coming out from Vega. The tides have turned oh so quickly. They need to itemize. So those Lotus Orb in particular, I think the Brew is the most important when he needs to get the split off in the fights. And speaking of the Brew,
He gets the split.
he's surrounded.
It's going to be a split and run, and he should be fine. Unless they keep this Earth Panda alive, because they could look to try and kill him afterwards. He really wants to die. He wants to die, Kezu here with his Earth Panda, but I don't think he's going to die in time. He is going to come back into the Earth Panda form. He does get the blink off though, but the fear, it's there. Chu cancels the TP. And Kezu unable to kill the Earth Panda off in time, so he spawns at one of the other two.
He did spend a lot of time for them, but it's definitely worth it. They got him after he used the Bruce Blade. And now I do see, it looks like he's queuing up the Halberd now afterwards from that SNY. You know, in that last situation, you know, SNY is great because you have this mobility, but the evasion is really everything, because at Navi's damage, it's like all physical, so could be kicking themselves a little bit for that choice.
Oh, Navi ready to strike. They know without the Brew, there is a lack of team fight from Vega. They can kill this Giant in the Iron. Look who they found at the front of it all. There's the Jarple as he gets the call onto the two of them. Gyro gone, IO sent the same way. Navi.
They're prioritizing really well on the side of Navi. After having that one successful fight, the way you play versus IO Gyro is you just hunt them. You don't want to be hunting the other guys, and they find them.
And they do have good heroes against the IO Gyro. Yeah. So this was always going to be something, unless Vega could massively crush them in the early game. And this is the thing, the Gyro and the IO, they were. But the other cores, they weren't. It was just the Gyro and the IO that was in this amazing place. So suddenly this game has got to a point where, sure, the Gyro and the Eye, they had a great opening, but now this Clinks and Templar Assassin are very farmed, and they're sort of Gyro IO's worst nightmares at this stage of the game because of just how much single target physical damage these guys can get out.
You bang on.
It's a scary game for Vega now.
It absolutely has become that. They need their items that they can counter this. They need to get the jump, or they need items to counter the global to be able to remove it so they can at least get their brew split off, get all those abilities off to try to protect this gyrocopter. But the damage coming in from Navi and the way that they're prepared, all these wards and sentries all over the map, and then they're claiming high grounds continuously. Navi, they have so much control on the map now in comparison. You see Vega, they're struggling to find places to get out and farm.
Just taking the tier 2s away from Vega. The last one left down here on the bottom lane, Navi.
They get their level 15 now on the IO, so they do have that extra damage that's kind of be coming through. But if they get jumped on, they can just die so easily. Crystallize?
He has been dusted, but he has the BKB. So he'll be fine. He's also got backup. He's got a lot of backup coming in. The cooldown will be there, as well as the homing missile. Chew heads into the midst of it all. The Bramble does catch out, Matter. He'll hold on to the BKB for now. Crystallize accepts the homing missile stun. There's the jump, Blizzy. He's got the disable. The silence as well. Magical jumps in with the BKB. They take Kezu out of the fight. They're looking to chase down for more. The trap slow onto Pexu and Dendi. They'll dust up Magical. Another trap laid down. Dendi will be able to get far enough away. The trap slow catches onto Pexu once more. Navi. Can they get on top of him? Magical. He's going to have the blink up in a second. Does he want to commit in for this one? It's a little too close to the rest of them. They'll hang back, Navi.
Not a big thing to gain there either. They've already claimed the tier 2s around there. Just about now farming, claiming those bounty runes, map control until that following Roche will be up, as they did lose the Aegis recently. Just keep that map control going. Keep hunting whoever comes out on the map, in particular the IO and the Gyro. So disassembles. Now he has the Halberd. I really would have liked if he went that for the first one. It could have been huge. But hindsight's 2020. And MKBs are ready to go immediately.
They're coming up on both of them.
Yeah, they know you're going to either go Butterfly, you're going to go Halberd eventually, or something on that gyrocopter, so they're already preparing that itemization. As Dendi will be going for Lotus Orb, so he can at least try to remove that silence, but Kezu is a long ways away from having his. Got a defensive item now too, Glimmer on Seneko, so he can try to kite people out. And Blizzy's just going for pure hunting build. He's not going for the damage. They know they have damage in between their two cores, the Clinks as well as the TA. So Blizzy's like, all right, I can just go Shadow Blade. It's all about my mobility. If I get the catches, we'll kill them. $7K gold lead. Is Vega. They're going to try to get some type of fight of their own.
Ooh, it's riskier. How long till global silence? That's sort of the big thing you're looking to fight into. It's nearly back up.
All right. If they can get the jump, Kezu smoke breaks.
Oh, Kezu. He goes in by Magical. He gets the chance to get the... No, sorry. Blizzy gets the chance for the call. He jumped in onto the axe, but he couldn't get the ult up before the call was there. So both Kezu and Pexu just die immediately.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. You can't go in and clap on the axe. You're just going to press Q and the fight is lost massively. We'll see that again, but hopefully. But that was pretty much one-on-one on how not to take a smoke fight against a lineup with an axe. If you have your biggest initiator sat next to the axe at the start of the fight, you know, it's not rocket science. Blizzy's just got to press Q, and then your whole initiation, it's messed up.
Oh man, that's so rough. And Chu also, the way he focus fires in the fights, he just pops the Terrorize onto the IO and then just Spirit Vessels and chases him. And when you terrorize the IO, he instantly breaks the tether from that Gyro, because he has to pop, Gyro pops BKB and
oh no, Blizzy's just found another catch.
And they have the global steal.
He's got Kezu again. Kezu, he does get the primal split out.
Nice Lotus.
There's the Laguna as well. They will find Magical. Blizzy still being surrounded. They'll get the axe as well. Dendi strikes back.
Dendi MVP in that fight. He puts the Lotus Orb on Kezu so that he can get the split off. Beautiful play.
They needed that, Vega. They really needed that, as everything was getting a little... Dendi keeping the team strong. keeping them in the game.
Not something you see every day, right? Lina having a Lotus Orb to try to,
Yeah.
I mean, use it on yourself or on others. It's coming in clutch to help out Kezu. Oh, poor Baxu.
We'll see this again.
Oh, they just both get called.
They're just straight on top of him. They go straight on top of the axe. And Blizzy, the easiest call of his life.
Yeah. And you see MNT in the backlines. Chu gets the fear and he just chases him. There's great target selection coming out from Navi there.
And there's no possible escape for these heroes after the BKBs are gone.
Yep.
So much damage from Navi's cause.
TA always just gives you so much chase too. These traps. As soon as your BKB wears off, running is just not an option. Navi continue their aggression, but do get halted for a moment after that dive in mid. So next Roche, it looks like it is up. So that will be the next biggest fight. There's no global available, but there's no Bruce split either for 30 seconds. Navi might just make their way into the pit to try to do it though.
Well, they can definitely take it very quickly.
We do have bounty runes. The 30-minute runes are coming up though, but we'll see if which one they prioritize. Taking a fight before it or just committing straight in because they kill it super fast.
Yeah, they really do. With the TA and the Clinks, they'll have no trouble taking down Roshan.
Vega's expecting some kind of smoke moving onto the bounty runes. They're all positioning there, getting a ward on the high ground too, but Navi, they're just committing for the Roche.
Why not? It's easy.
Aegis and Cheese, they're picking up some huge items too. The MKB is about to be finished on the TA. Clinks already has one.
It's getting closer and closer to sort of the point where Navi one fight and they can potentially end the game with how big the Clinks and TA are. There's so much right click. There's not any heroes that will fall. They can take buildings very quickly too.
And here comes the MKB. Navi, they're ready to fight.
Yeah.
They've got
2 BKBs, 2 MKBs. These cores are good to go.
yeah, and they've got their lanes. Top lane's pushing in, mid lane's gonna be pushing in. We see Blizzy as well with the axe, with his illusions. He's cutting the creep wave, so bottom is also gonna be dealt with. So yeah, they're ready to take a fight and they're ready to go for that high ground push. Have to get their target priority in set though. They have to watch out for those Lotus Orb plays as the Brew. We've seen he can definitely get his split off if Dendi just throws that on him. And I think Kezu's getting close to his own Lotus Orb too, so.
Okay.
It'll make it a little bit easier so they don't have to coordinate some crazy fight.
But if he gets called by Blizzy,
If he gets caught by Blizzy though.
he's still going to fall on Blizzy. He'll go for the call off the Gyro. Jumping straight away. They've got the global silence out onto the Brew, onto all of them. Manner up will be BKB's Lotus Swords as well as they'll look for the chance for him to fight back. He'll go for the call now, gets the connection onto Magical. Now they have to be careful. They committed global, committed BKB charges as well.
And they still have Bruce split on the side of Vega. Diving into the base is still a bit scary. Like we said, there's a lot of things that they have to deal with, the minions, the zombies. But they want to get that one quick catch into a quick burst kill. As now it is a blade mail finished up for that axe. As Gyro gets bigger, the more damage he does back to himself now.
Bottom shrine is under attack.
So now we see Madara queuing up Titanic, one of those options. I mean, I know Black Dominic, he loved talking about the blade mail interaction versus Satanic, and also he's a gyrocopter with an IO agonim, so you get that little attack, of course, while you are disabled to be able to try to heal yourself a bit. That could be the thing that can maybe allow him to survive in the later stages.
Top tower has fallen.
Blink Dagger on Chu as well, so extra ways to get into position for the big game-changing fears.
Yep, and to just break the tether.
Yeah.
Just fear that
Separate
tether,
them.
separate the IO from that gyrocopter. So pretty much that, he does have the Lotus Orb after he sells the Windlace on the Brewmaster. So the team fights for Vega have been fixed a little bit in that essence. Just really having to watch their positioning versus Blizzy. They can't stack up 2 or 3 heroes together at all. And Navi continue their map control with their farm, so they should be increasing more and more so on that net worth, but they want to breach with this Aegis Chiefs.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
It's all about the whole here for Vega.
All about that jump.
One good call could spell disaster for Vega Squadron. I have to make sure that Kezu can get the primal off. As if not, Navi will tear whoever it is to shreds with this focus from the Clinks and the TA. Crystallize and Magical just absolutely huge for this point of the game. They do try and go forward. It's pretty slow. Sneko, Bramble dropped as well.
Snake's got to be careful when he walks in like that. He's getting in the front lines as the silencer, but does have Glimmer to be a bit safer.
Well, they need to make sure he's alive for the global.
Keeping this cut out. You see the sentries placed outside the base from Vega trying to catch this Clinks. Blizzy shadow bladed up. Can he find the jump? They're stalling it out. That ages, the timer's ticking.
It's Magical trying to poke at these wrecks, but the constant threat of being jumped upon is sort of putting them off the idea. And Navi, they do start to back off.
Their top tower is being pushed in now too, because of the relocate earlier from the Isle plus that gyrocopter. How long do we have on the Aegis left? I believe it should be pretty soon, about 30 seconds remaining. It's Crystallized, commits forward, try to do some split push.
There's a try for the call, doesn't get it. Call down, it's going to be there for Matter Up, though. You'll the axe up into the air. The Playmail was out in time. To get the Playmail off, the Global's going to come out after the BKB. Axe still alive for now. Matter trying to head forward with the flag. Jumping again with the Clan, they'll get the kill once. They've taken down the TA. They've also found the Blizzy. 2 dead. There's the second life of Magical, allowing him to blink back. The 3-man fear, though, forcing Vega back, separating them from the Undying. So Navi will find Petsu. Matter and MNT, they're trying to come back in for Magical. They're chasing down the TA. He does have Chew with him. On the side, you have Crystallize ready to go back in, but now Crystallize is being focused. He doesn't have the BKB back and available. They don't have detection at the moment, though. The Glimmer Cape will save Crystallize for now, as Navi, they start to collapse back onto Vega's remaining 2. Just Kezu and Matter are left alive. The Spirit Vessel down onto Matter. A jump fall from Magical. The right clicks fly through as Navi team-wide Vega Squadron. And a very nice fight there that Navi took. As you saw, like Vega, they nearly had that fight, but Navi was so good at sort of splitting up, disengaging, sort of getting back in onto the right targets. They played that just really safe, really clean Navi.
Very clean focus fire too. Chew, the way he played that, he got the Brambles on the Isle, Crystallized focus fires that, then Chew blinks into the backlines and actually kills Dendi during the fight as a Dark Willow support. Just how much damage you can actually apply there. And great disengage. That Willow Fear on 3, setting up everything. It looked like Vega was going to be able to take it, but Navi.
Just no wrong moves being made there. Midlane Blizzy does jump in. It's got the blade mail out, so Dendi's going to be put up from throwing down the full combo onto him, but I think Blizzy's going to still die for this. A little bit of an over-aggressive jump, as that is going to be the end of the push for Navi. They'll back away, Chew.
It's just because you said no wrong moves, and then,
No, mistakes suddenly being made.
Huge swing, though, for Navi.
And that was 20k and a full set of racks now.
Yeah, it was like 11k or so, or maybe dipping down to 10k gold lead, and then after that fight, all the way up to 19 as they claim the racks, several hero kills as well.
I mean, yeah, both Madara and Dendi buying back there. I guess what sort of that blinking from Blizzy did sort of spook Madara into buying back.
True.
So, yeah, it's kind of worked in that sense. I mean, still obviously Navi in a very, very confident place. There's nearly the Hex finished on Crystallize. He's pretty much got that done on the Clinks.
And pretty much full dataless on Magical. So we were talking about high physical damage that they have. It's just increasing more and more. And Dendi, he's trying to itemize versus. You see, he went Lotus Orb to remove the silence. Also gives armor, of course. Now also a Shiva's. Just trying to have any type of resistance versus this high physical. But he does have to be careful as well. Chuvash on this Willow. He's high level. This is a level 19 Willow. Can't forget about how much damage this hero can actually do with that high level Bedlam.
It just feels like the whole game still has just been a big game of catch up for both Kezu and Dendi. As they had such a slow start that, and for Dendi in particular, it's just so hard for him to get back anywhere near the farm of Crystallize and Magical. As you can see on the net worth, about an 8k difference between Dendi's farm and that of the Clinks and the TA.
Vega's lineup is tough too, right? Because they don't really have that crazy amount of disables to come through. They have the Lina stuns and then they have the Brewmaster. As for the rest of the catch, it's just them kind of running out and chasing. While Navi, they have a call, they have the Willow Brambles. It's just a little bit more so for Navi to be able to control these heroes once those BKBs tick down. So Vega, try to get outside, get some vision down to prepare for that next rush, because that's going to be the game decider. Full dataless now, so yeah, TA gonna hurt. we're going to keep seeing Chu as well. He's been prioritizing throwing the Spirit Vessel every single time onto that IO to prevent a lot of the healing.
Was Navi quick with the movement top there, seeing if they could catch Vega whilst they came out of the base, but Vega, they have retreated.
Control the map. Next row she'll be spawning in relatively soon, about a minute or so. But they want to try to make a play first. If they can get the insta jump, we see how much damage they have. They have the Hex, they have these MKBs and Daedalus. Anyone they grab could just die in a moment.
That's Magical getting away with a good amount of damage onto that tier 3 tower.
Not the target they want to jump with the axe.
Vega, we're gonna do some Pex. Pex, who just dies in a couple of hits from Magical.
Has to be wary of his positioning. Does drop the tombstone because he dies. You know, tombstone on death at least is there, but
that's a member down for the defense. 40 seconds. Crystallize, he's looking for the rat. He's gonna sweep down bottom.
he's gonna get it.
Oh, there we go. Easy racks. The Crystallize.
Meanwhile, top.
All right, let's see what Vega can do. They've just lost the racks. They've got to find something top. They're trying to get onto Magical. Magical's got the BKB. He's going to have to link up as well if he needs to. But Blizzy, he's in. Magical jumps forward. They've got the angle. They've got the kills. Madara, MNC full. As Kezu, he may just even die during the primal split here, and he will. Magical double kill.
Amazing.
No buyback on Kezu.
That was lined up as well for the side blades. Magic. Oh, perfect. Crystallizes in.
He's in. I mean, this game, we may be seeing it about to come to an end as Navi not thrown off by the Gyro and IO efforts at the start from Madara and MNT. They kept it strong, Crystallize and Magical. Just having a phenomenal game in farm. And Blizzy, despite not being the sort of as farmed as the other two cores, sort of the plays, the blink catches he's found, have each time caught Vega totally off guard. As again, he's in. He's on to Dendi. MNT tried to tether across to help Dendi, but the damage is done. Blizzy with the dunk takes the kill. And ready to chase towards MNT. They'll find another. GG is called. It's all over game 1. As Navi will take the first game of this series. And I think, at the start, Kezu and Dendi, they were just too far behind. Their lanes seemed to be too hard for them to cope in.